Before everything existed, there was nothing. No sky, no earth, no light. Just absolute silence, a void that the human mind cannot even comprehend. And then, out of nowhere, a voice broke through the darkness. Let there be light, and there was light. Thus begins the book that reveals not only the origin of the universe, but also the purpose of life and the essence of faith. Genesis. You are about to embark on a fascinating journey. A journey that ranges from the origins of the cosmos to the depths of the human soul. Get ready, because what we're going to uncover here could transform the way you see your own story. Genesis is not just an ancient account or a book of curiosities. He is the foundation of all scripture, the basis on which God's revelation is built. Every word in this book carries mysteries, symbols, and truths that have crossed generations and continue to echo to this day. By delving into its pages, we discover not only how it all began, but also who we are and why we exist. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In 6 days, order replaced chaos, and harmony spread throughout creation. Light shone in the darkness, the seas parted from the dry land, and every creature came into existence with a specific purpose. At the end of his work, God formed man and woman, not just as another creation, but as bearers of his image. This means that you, I, all of us carry within us the divine mark, an identity that gives meaning and value to life. We are a reflection of eternity, created for a relationship with the Creator, but amidst the perfection of Eden, a shadow rose. The serpent approaches and with its cunning voice sows doubt in the human heart. And then comes disobedience. The forbidden fruit is tasted, and with it comes pain, sin, and separation from God. Paradise is lost, and man is expelled from the garden. Yet even in the midst of human failure, Genesis reveals to us the first promise of redemption. A descendant of the woman would crush the serpent's head. At the beginning of the Bible, God announces that evil will not have the final word. The narrative progresses and shows us the story of Cain and Abel. 2 brothers, 2 paths, 2 hearts. Jealousy and envy turn into tragedy, and the first murder stains the land. Genesis reminds us that sin not only affects our relationship with God, but also destroys human relationships. As time passes, evil grows and spreads, until God decides to bring judgment upon the earth with the flood. But in the midst of a corrupt world, one man finds grace in God. His name is Noah. While everyone scoffs, he obeys and builds an ark on dry land. And when the waters cover the earth, the ark becomes a refuge, a symbol of salvation in the midst of chaos. This story resonates to this day, reminding us that even when all seems lost, God always prepares a way of escape for those who trust in him. But the stubborn human heart keeps turning away. Men unite to build the Tower of Babel, seeking to reach the heavens and make a name for themselves. They wanted their own glory, but God confused their languages and scattered them across the earth. Babel becomes an eternal warning against human pride. When we place our ego above God's will, ruin is inevitable. It is in this scenario that Abraham appears, called to leave his land, his family, and head towards the unknown. He didn't know where he was going, but he trusted in God's voice. And from this obedience was born an alliance that changed the destiny of the world. Abraham received promises of a land, countless descendants, and that through him all the families of the earth would be blessed. Genesis teaches us here that true faith is not about having all the answers, but about walking in trust that God will illuminate the next step. From Abraham comes Isaac, then Jacob, whose name is changed to Israel. And from the children of Israel a nation is born. Among these sons is Joseph, a young dreamer, hated by his brothers, betrayed, sold into slavery, and unjustly imprisoned. To human eyes, it seemed like their story was over, but Genesis shows us how God turns tragedies into victory. Joseph becomes governor of Egypt, and in a time of famine and despair is used to save not only a nation, but also his own family. The phrase that echoes from his mouth is one of the most powerful in the book. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Genesis is more than the beginning of the Bible. It is the beginning of human history and also the beginning of God's plan of redemption. He reminds us that we were created with purpose and value. It shows us that even when we fail, God remains faithful and keeps his promises. It reveals that the faith of a single person can transform entire generations. It teaches that pride drives us away, but humility brings us closer to God. And it confirms that even suffering can be an instrument for something much greater than we can understand. And how can we apply all this today? First, remember that you bear the image of God. Don't let the world's lies diminish your worth. Second, trust the promise even in the dark days, because the God who spoke to Abraham, Noah, and Joseph is the same one who speaks to you. Third, live in faith. Sometimes you'll need to step out of your comfort zone and take steps in the dark, but know that God will be there. And finally, never forget, evil may try, but it does not have the final word. The Lord is able to transform pain into hope, defeat into victory, and tears into joy. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and follow this series because together we will delve into all the books of the Bible. Each of them holds secrets, teachings, and revelations that can change your life. See you in the next episode, where we will unravel the mysteries and teachings of the book of Exodus.